is my private group, but it looks like Marla wrote it, not me. Marla wrote that, not me. So help me God.
We're about to take another deep dive into a court video in Ohio, part 2 of hearing number 1 against LIEnette Preston, who throws her best buddy, Marla, huge, under the bus.
Please, only focus on what Mr. Hale has alleged in his petition. And I will tell you, time is of the essence because my day ends at 4 o'clock. So we may have to continue this to another date and time if we are not able to wrap this up. So, Ms. Preston, do you have other questions on cross-examination that are focused?
Have I ever?
For those keeping count, that was 4 have I evers. This is like a game I used to play with all my campers at camp. Have I ever or never have I? I don't think it's a game in court though. Have I? I don't even know how to answer.
Came up to you or were you coming to my property and getting bread and stuff from us?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Okay.
Make sure you speak into the microphone, Mr. Heller.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. Have I ever personally walked up to you or Martha and threatened you, said I was going to hurt you, I was going to do anything to you? Have you ever seen me in Ohio? Have I ever been to Ohio?
Hold on. One question at a time. So the question you asked was, have you ever walked up to Mr. Hales and or Mike issued a threat? That's we're going to answer question 1. Mr. Hales?
So to answer your question, you have publicly posted that you told Mike to get the fuck off of your property. Multiple times you have publicly posted that. Now, that is a lie. You did not say that. And no, you have not threatened me personally face to face. All of your threats have been online.
Is it more true, Mr. Hales, that you are saying those things to me and me not saying them to you?
I don't understand. I do not understand your question. You are not welcome on my property if it's in regards to property.
Just wait for the next one.
Don't offer anything, Mr. Hales. Just wait for the next question. You've indicated that you did not understand it. Ms. Preston, you may restate it or ask a different question.
This is what an impartial, unbiased judge is supposed to look like. You notice how she puts LIEnette in her place, but she also puts me in my place constantly. It's impartial, it's unbiased, it's a beautiful thing in Ohio.
How do Your Honor, I don't know how to do this to defend myself. I don't know what to do. I guess I've never been in this position before, so I'm not sure exactly what to ask him because
I cannot give you legal advice.
LIEnette is missing Judge DeThomas about right now, who did nothing but act as her lawyer from the bench, which is illegal. Now, at this point in time, this had happened months before she ever knew who Judge DeThomas was. Remember, we got a civil protection order in Ohio. She ran to the courts in Florida to try and get an injunction as well. We're going back in time and showing you what happened before all the Florida garbage.
I can give you the opportunity to cross-examine. Cross-examination is exactly what I've described to you, the opportunity to ask Mr. Hales questions. You will be given an opportunity under oath to give your own testimony and evidence at the appropriate time.
Mr. Hales, do you drive by my house and film us every time you're here?
Yes, for my protection and for the protection of my loved ones.
But I've never threatened you. I've never done anything to you.
Objection, move to
Mr.
strike.
Hales,
Objection, move to strike.
Hold on, Ms. Preston, you are not asking a question. Ask a question.
I'm going, Mr. Hales, how tall am I?
Based on our temporary protection order, we guessed that your height was over 5 foot, under 6 foot.
And how much do I weigh?
Based on our temporary ex parte protection order, we guessed roughly around 100 pounds.
And how old am I?
You are, based on your post on Facebook, you've posted different numbers on your age. And I believe in the protection order, we posted it as 61 or 62.
So you're afraid of a woman 5 foot tall, weighing 85 pounds, 61 years old, that I'm going to hurt you in some way?
Based on your post, you have posted pictures of you with a firearm stating that you will pop a cap in me.
Can you provide the court with that photo of me standing with a firearm saying I'm going to put a cap in you?
Yes, we can provide the court. I do not know if I have provided the court under my attorney.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the courts that you provide that, because that is a bold-faced lie.
Well, this is awkward. Here we go. Debunked yet again.
Objection, move to strike.
And I said, I don't answer questions. You know, I take what evidence and testimony that is presented to the court and then make my determination based on the information that is presented to me. So ask your next question, please.
Have you seen me when you're in town here in Otter Creek? Have you seen me coming out to you anywhere? Or is it that me and my daughter stay hidden in our shed on our property?
I did not understand the first portion of your question.
Have you seen me personally, out at standing at your driveway or walking up to you in a store or anywhere near you? Have you seen me, anywhere near you?
Yes. You've been
Where
at
was
my
that?
drive.
No.
You've been at town hall. You've been on my road. You purchased property across the street from me. You literally stalked me to Otter Creek.
Hiding in a shed? Isn't that illegal in Florida? Wait, living in a shed is illegal in Florida. But don't worry, I have all the receipts, screenshots, the whole deal. As a matter of fact, she doesn't hide at all. She's all over the place. She's mentioned and posted that she'll drive with a 100-mile radius to marry you on your special day if you only just donate to her turtle rescue. She breaks civil protection orders. She shows up at town hall. As a matter of fact, as the time you're seeing this, when it was released 2 days ago, Levy County deputies told John CROOK personally, if they show up and do not flee and do not remove themselves again, if myself and George are there, they will be immediately arrested. How do I know that? Because they told me that they told him. But they couldn't talk to her because she has legal representation now with Silver Scam. And Silver Scam told them, don't you dare talk to LIEnette. Of course, if I was her lawyer, I wouldn't let anybody talk to her either. She's such a pathological liar. Last time I saw her at Walmart, she flipped me the, "You're number one," but it was with the middle finger.
And what proof do you have of that? What proof do you have that I did it because of you and that I hadn't been watching my property for years before you?
Number one, the property was not up for sale for years before I purchased. Number two, your own post on Instagram that you purchased property next to me at my sign and my gate, and that your hearts were on the mend now. Number three, your friend Jamster telling me in front of you that you purchased property to be near me. I could go on, but that should suffice.
I dispute that, but did I say that to you or did Jamie say that to you?
You were there and Jamie said that to me.
And
Your post-
is it not true? Is it not true that I looked at Jamie and told her to stop that? Stop saying that because it wasn't true? She called me a super fan and I told her to stop. Is it not true that I told her to not say that?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained. Put your next question, please.
He just said it was hearsay himself.
Put your next question,
Jamster
please.
said.
Yeah, and you didn't object. Put your next question, please.
I don't know how to object. I don't.
Does that conclude your
So,
questioning?
Mr. Hales, I have one more question. Are you Did you go into Winn-Dixie and tell the manager at Winn-Dixie, where I had a contract with them to get their vegetables and stuff, did you not go in there and tell the manager that I was feeding it to the homeless and throwing the garbage on Dead Dog Road?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained. Next question, if you have one.
No, I don't.
All right. Mr. Heller, do you have another witness?
Your Honor, we'll rest. Pending
Okay.
our exhibit submissions.
Okay. So we have exhibit A, B, and C.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Preston, any objection to those exhibits?
Well, I can't see I didn't see them. I don't know if I've written any posts that they're holding, or if fans did, or if moles did. I have no clue because I didn't see them.
Moles? I thought she said there were no moles. Now it's not me debunking her, it's herself debunking her.
I know they're out of context.
This is exhibit A. Can you see it?
Yes,
Do you have an objection to that?
I do because I didn't write it.
Fine. This is exhibit B. Can you see it?
Yes,
Okay.
I don't object to it at all. No, I did write that. I did. And I'll explain when I get to.
Fine. This is exhibit C. Do you see that first post?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you see the second post?
Yes, I do. And well, my question is, will I,
Just listen. Just listen. I'm showing you the documents so that you can't say that
Okay.
you didn't see the documents. So just look at the documents and acknowledge that you see them. Do you see page 2?
yes, I do, but that has nothing to do with me.
That's not what I asked. I'm making sure that you see them because you said that you
I can see it.
Do you see?
Yes, I object to that one.
Do you see page 3? Yes or no?
Yes, I can see it.
Do you see page 4 of exhibit C?
Yes,
Do you see page 5 of exhibit C?
yes.
That concludes exhibit C. What is your specific objection to exhibit C?
I didn't write that. I do have one more question, if I may,
may
that I
not.
forgot. Okay.
All right. So the court is going to admit exhibits A, B, and C over the objection of the respondent, Preston. Ms. Preston, this is your opportunity to present your testimony and evidence. So I'm going to step off the bench for approximately 2 minutes. Nobody go anywhere. Be prepared to start when I come back because I need to handle something in my personal life. So I'll be back in just 1 minute.
At this point, LIEnette's irrational behavior and chaotic conversation has spanned this, what was supposed to be 2 hearings, one against LIEnette, one against Crook, way too long in the afternoon because the court's about to shut down. And judges have real lives outside of work as well. I'm assuming she has to go figure out pick-up times for her kids, something along those lines.
Yeah, Harley's outside, huh?
All right, Ms. Preston, are you calling yourself as a witness?
Yes,
Okay, raise your right hand so I can swear you in, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the whole truth?
so help me God.
All right, thank you. You may
Yes.
present your testimony and evidence.
My testimony is such. I didn't follow Mr. Hales to Otter Creek. I've been watching this property for several years, since the end of 2017, when it was selling, it sold for a tax sale. It sold again 2018, 2019, 3 times, one for 3,000, one for 4,000. I think it sold twice for 4,000. It's transferred hands 3 times prior to me buying it. I was looking at the property. My sister Patty Hill came up here with me in 2018 to look at the property because I was going to leave John Cook and I wanted to have my daughter and her husband move up to anywhere up north. My girlfriend lived in the Panhandle. My best friend, Carmen Bell, she lived in the Panhandle. I wanted to be closer up here instead of so hot down there. So when in Northport, where we were living, we had a beautiful home, fully remodeled, gorgeous home. I got the opportunity to adopt my beautiful baby daughter, and I adopted her. And after her birth, which she was born in 2019, she was diagnosed with a life threat.
Hold on, Miss Preston. Focus, please. Focus.
I am.
I don't care about the daughter. I'm not trying to be mean here. Focus on the petition that Mr. Hales has filed as it relates to his allegations that he's made against you, please.
Okay. I moved to Otter Creek to save my daughter from COVID, to keep my daughter safe. I only bought the property because of that.
Her math is messed up. She's been watching the property since 2018. Came down, up, who knows which way, direction to view it with her sister Patty Hill. And then her beautiful daughter is born. By the way, at the very end of 2019. Now she's on the property as of 2020. Something doesn't add up here, because how did you only buy the property that you went to view with your sister in 2018 when this child hasn't even been conceived yet, but you only bought it to save your daughter? That would be debunked.
Did I think after I bought it that it would be fun, get to know him, it would be a blast? He seemed like a nice guy on the videos. Did I think that would be fun to have somebody like that around in the neighborhood? Sure I did. Was I a super fan? No, I wasn't. Did I watch his videos? Yes, until the day I saw him start humiliating and hurting people in Otter Creek. That's when I stopped watching his videos.
Perjury! You understand, under oath, she has said verbatim, per quote, I've only watched 3 or 4 of his videos. Now you understand she's under oath in Ohio as well, saying, yes, I watched his videos all the time. Until he started in Otter Creek, where I stalked him to. Yeah, you get it, right? She will be up against massive perjury charges. We're already in the process of taking everything she said under oath in Ohio, in her deposition, in Florida courts, and submitting that for perjury charges. Some small little issues like this, others huge, such as the signs saying she has never, ever written these signs to say that Jeremy is a child rapist.
He said that I never threw Marla off of my property and never told her to leave, and that I said a bad word. I did ask her to leave my property. I asked his girlfriend to leave my property.
The conversation with LIEnette on her property lasted 20 minutes, where she went on and on complaining about her life story, airing her dirty laundry. Never once did she tell me to get off her property or get the F off of her property.
Why would she post that on Facebook then, over and over again?
Maybe it was her one personality talking to her other personality. Just to debunk another one of LIEnette's lies, I never once told her that she should give her baby up for adoption and to throw her away in the garbage. I simply said she had a lot on her plate.
She had told me that she thought that I had too much to handle with the tortoise rescue, with the baby, with John, and maybe it would be better if I put my daughter up for adoption. So I asked her to leave my property. That was the end of that. I wasn't rude to her. I wasn't mean to her. I told her, just go. As far as Mr. Hales saying I've asked him for money, I've never asked Mr. Hales for a penny. I've never posted that I wanted money from Mr. Hales ever. Mr. Hales has been doing videos of me and my husband and my, ex-husband, sorry, for the past 9 months, 8 months, 9 months. And they are horrible. He has doxed me by giving out my full name, full address.
Understand that the term doxing means sharing private information with a malicious intent. For example, when LIEnette and CROOK have posted my address and my number, they've done that maliciously. They want people to break into my properties and steal from me. Now, you can't dox somebody and share their number, their address, when they have it all over their Facebook rescue page. There are hundreds of GoFundMes, and they post it everywhere begging for donations. It's already there. She's doxing herself if there's malicious intent. There's nothing I have ever done that has not been protected by First Amendment rights, constitutionally protected, and I've never done anything with malicious intent. It has always been to share the truth of the story of what's going on in my life.
Every name I've ever had married-wise, I've been married a few times.
Last I checked, a few means 3, not 7. Here we go. Debunking again with all the receipts.
Gave that all out. He says that I showed his property. I remember to the best of my knowledge that my private group, not public group, private group, one group that I have, my Heart of Otter Creek group is not even an open group. My private group, I have been disputing his lies about me because they are, every day there's a new one from me throwing garbage on Dead Dog Road and diapers and starving my tortoises, killing dogs, CPS. He has, on his videos, ma'am, said himself that he has called CPS, Child Protection Services. They have been at my home 9 times. I have this, just showing one of the workers as evidence. They have came with allegations that he said his employee saw me slap my vehicle across the face.
Hold on, there was an objection. What is the
I'm
objection?
going to object to hearsay for whatever they said as far as Children Protective Services goes, and without someone from Children Protective Services in Florida to authenticate it, I'm going to object to any documents being submitted from that children's organization.
Sustained. I'm also going to remind you, Ms. Preston, that this is not your petition against Mr. Hales. That petition is going to be heard in the Florida courts, assuming that it was filed in the Florida courts. This is Mr. Hale's petition that he has filed against you. So I'm going to use a sports reference here. So you are not on offense. You are on defense. So please keep that in mind.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you, Your Honor, that in fact it is not me doing this to Mr. Hales, that it is him doing this to me. And I have never, if I put out a pic, I did one day out, the day after he posted all of my information online, somebody sent me a picture of a brown house. I put it in my private group for about 5 minutes. And one of his people that stuck into him got it and gave it to him. It was removed immediately because, ma'am, I realized that playing the same game is not the right thing to do. It wasn't a Christian thing to do. And so I removed it right away. The only thing I've ever put on my post on that Facebook page is disputed the lies. And it has been daily. So I am telling you, Your Honor, I have not abused this man. I have not stalked him. I have not done anything to him. And I do not deserve to have something like that on my clean record. I just adopted a child. My record is clean. And I don't deserve to have that on my record when in fact it's Mr. Hales doing it to me, not the other way around.
Does that conclude your testimony?
I want to say that I have had numerous, and I have evidence of his fans contacting me. I've been called a slimy, C-U-N-T, a child rape.
I had to cut that second word out. It's like rapist, but it's not. And as you can imagine, where did this terminology even come from? It's on signs, now it's in court. Why? Because it's from her. She did it. The reality of her even using the term in Ohio court proves that this is the woman who writes these words on signs saying it's me.
They have destroyed my Portis Rescue, his fans.
Time to come clean, all you out there. Which one of you went and started this rescue where turtles actually need rescued from? Which one of you got called wildlife and game to come in and got violations? One pin not even having any water. Which one of you are posting as LIEnette Preston and stating that these animals are dying left and right on her? Which one of you? Because she said, you fans. I don't know if any of you are out there, but apparently you're guilty. You destroyed her turtle rescue. It's a purgatory where they check in, but they can't check out.
And how do I get this into evidence? It's the email. He says that I was going to do this meet and greet.
Hold on. I don't know what you're, hold on.
Okay.
Is that a document that you sent to the court?
Your Honor,
Yes, but I don't know if you got it.
Okay, so identify it for me in the packet that you sent to the court.
Well, I sent 2 and you said you only got 1. So I don't know where the other packet went.
Okay.
This is an email that I sent, a text message to Mr. Hales, telling him why I was not going to do his meet and greet at in court, that I was going to do his meet and greet with him. And here's the email on why I was not, and I would like to read it to the court.
No, move on.
How do I get it into evidence then?
Okay, fine, read it. But if it's not relevant to Mr. Hale's petition, then I'm going to stop you.
It is relevant. He
Read
said
it.
that I was asking for money and I didn't. It says, good morning. Under the circumstances, I feel it's better to protect myself, my integrity, and not do your function. I do not want to open myself up for any more false accusations. Just because you have money or own things or whatever that others don't own, you don't own, you don't have to be the one that is being honest and sincere. I came from Northport, Florida with a paid for home, and our friends are the mayors and commissioners in Northport. They are my friends. They all knew me inside and out. I moved here to save my daughter's life, to get away from all the viruses and all the people, and unfortunately, my little girl neighbors next door who loved the baby and loved me and wanted to get my house every day. And when we got here, things fell apart. Not only did Biden take office and wreck the world, but everything else fell apart. It doesn't in any way or shape or form say who I am. So I wrote that very nicely to tell him I was not going to do his function because I didn't want any problems with him.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that. I don't see it in my packet here. I'm going to strike the whole thing.
At the top
hold on.
says me.
Just give me a second, please.
Okay. Hoping you got it. Was in one of those packets. At the very top, it's that little arrow, and it says me, 7:42 a.m. March 8th.
All right, the document has been read into the record. The court is going to allow it. Please continue with your testimony. Please keep it relevant to why we're here.
Okay. I never, Your Honor, have written any signs and put them up in town. That is not my handwriting. That is not anything that I would ever do.
Except we've got the nation's #1 forensic handwriting expert that 100% confirms that it is LIEnette's handwriting. She uses that terminology. This is her MO. I'm not the first she's done this to. I probably won't be the last she attempts to do this to. This is her life pattern. This is who she is and what she does. And she's finally, for once, in her 61, or is it 62? She doesn't even seem to know what her age is on Facebook. Years of life is being held accountable for it.
I have tried to remain only disputing the lies. I even wrote on my Facebook that I didn't want anyone to mention anything negative about Mr. Hales. And I do need to say, I am LIEnette Preston. I am not John Cook. I cannot control what Mr. Cook does. We are no longer married. We are, let's say we share the property. That's it. We're roommates.
Hey ladies, John Crook is up for grabs. If you want no teeth and a wrapping all the way up to his crotch. Hey, and for a special bonus, he's got septic in the brain. I think the better word to describe them is paramour.
I live in my tiny house on the property right now until our house is done. He stays in the camper. And we did that because the allegations that were made by Mr. Hales about abuse from Mr. Cook to my daughter.
I've never made any allegations of what she claimed here in court. She has, though. She's literally posted it publicly for the world to see about John in regards to the daughter on Facebook. I've said nothing about it. Only she has. And let's address this tiny house. No occupancy permit. It is not a tiny home. It's a shed, and it's illegal to live in.
So I moved out of the camper to make sure that there was no more availability to anyone to lie and say that I was allowing my daughter to be murdered by Mr. Cook. So I did not create those signs, and I never would. I've done nothing to Mr. Hales at all. I don't want to do anything to him. I wanted to get along with him, but he has used me as a way to enhance his YouTube channel and to make money.
This is the woman that stalked me to Otter Creek for 3 different things. Number 1, she wanted my money. Number 2, she wanted the fan base and promotion. And number 3, she wanted free labor at her turtle sanctuary, which is a purgatory. So how in the world am I making money off of her? I've spent over $125,000 right now to get her to stop interacting with my life. Obviously, I don't want to have to film these things. No human being spends this kind of money to want to continue to have these things happening. No human being spends money on a lawyer for cease and desist. Lawyers in Ohio, lawyers in Florida, and the list goes on and on and on. And if I was making all this money off of her, why doesn't she have the same amount of money I have? Which currently, she probably has more than I do because I'm giving all mine to lawyers.
And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one in Otter Creek. I think I sent you in the packet, I hope it came to you, all of the videos that he has made against the people in Otter Creek and myself. And there's too many of them to even talk about, Your Honor. There's pages and pages and pages of videos, and they're all about me, John Cook, Russell Meeks, Mary DeGroot, and Don Severino. It's constant. It's every day. Every day. It doesn't end. And just because these things were filed, he didn't stop. He's still doing it. So I dispute everything that he said about me. I want this to end. I want him to leave my family alone. I want to leave him alone. I want to have nothing to do with him. We don't leave our home.
Several of the locals have spotted her walking on a public road, North Otter Creek Avenue, pushing the child in a stroller, but somehow they're locked up in the shed to hide.
And that was just days ago, right?
It was days ago.
2 days ago.
2 days to be exact.
I have lost I've lost about 30 pounds. I'm down to 85 pounds. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I'm locked in that shed because I'm terrified for my child. He contacted the birth family. I'm just trying to prove to you, Your Honor, that it isn't me, it's him. And I only dispute the lies. That's it. That what he showed, those posts he said I made, there was a reason. He was telling everybody, he told his fans on a video, and he made fun of it, and he said that I have to run into my house if he drives by my road. That's what he told his fans. So I disputed that and said that is not true.
Finally, she said something that's correct. I did state that she would and he would have to run into their home, as I was quoting what my lawyer in this hearing shared with us. Legally, he stated that they would have to, as we drove by, remove themselves and go into their home until we were passed. So apparently that was not the case, because what the judge actually did is stated that if we are on our respected properties, 10 feet away from each other, you can be anywhere on your property. That's what she put in the writing and in the actual civil protection order. Oh, by the way, that let's just debunk one more while we're at it, okay? Her stating that I contacted the biological family, debunked. Everybody, the biological family of the child and everybody in her family, have reached out and contacted me. I've contacted nobody. But I am planning a trip to go down to Northport and to interview the mayor and the commissioners and her previous neighbors and the people who bought the home from them.
I do not have to run in the house. He's lying to you. You people have to stop believing this and leave me alone. That's it. And I sent you letters of references from many people that are online that were his fans.
I don't take letters. So if you have witnesses, those witnesses can be called. They do not take letters of reference. So does that conclude your testimony?
I guess I have nothing else to say, but I didn't do any of that. I wrote the mayor. I'm going to tell you why. I did write the mayor and asked him to please protect his town, because what's happened to our town is a circus. It's a joke. And when he stood up in front of the whole room twice and told the people in there that I was going to kill them, and one of the commissioners, Gail Lamb, stood up and she defended me. And she said, stop.
Objection, relevance, and hearsay.
Sorry, sustained.
Past council member Gail did not stand up to defend LIEnette or Crook. She stood up and she stated that everybody dumps garbage on Dead Dog Road. And she even admitted that she's dumped garbage on Dead Dog Road. This is the same council member who told George and I that she has witnessed personally Crook and LIEnette shooting randomly at vehicles that look like George's Jeep.
Sorry. It's not true. I have not done those things. I want nothing to do with him. I want to live peacefully on my property. Want to let my tortoise rescue go. There's the other thing that he made a comment of. That I am saying I started this tortoise rescue because he likes turtles. My tortoise rescue has been active for 10 years. It started in Northport, Florida, in Rotunda, West Florida, when the first tortoise came to us. And then when we moved to Northport, Florida, the first big tortoise, already named, had nothing to do with his girlfriend or whatever. His name is George. He's been in the news all over down there in Port Charlotte.
I don't care.
I had the tortoises fired.
Hold on, stop, please. You've made your point that the turtle rescue was in existence 10 years prior to you buying the property. That's all I care about the tortoises. If you have anything else to say that's relevant, please say it, because otherwise, then I'm going to terminate your testimony at this point.
All I can say is that he's perjured himself to court, and I have not done those things. I have not.
Thank you.
I don't want nothing to do with them.
That concludes your testimony. Mr. Heller, do you have questions for this witness?
I'm going to limit it to 5 questions.
Please.
For the Elmore, do I just hit the...
I will turn the presentation on, and it should show.
I am showing you, Miss Preston, what I've marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit D. Do you recognize this post? I'll try and put it so you can see.
Mr. Hales, take your microphone and flip it so that, thank you.
Miss Preston, I'm showing you what's been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit D. Can you see that?
Yes, but I didn't write that.
Okay, on the top of it, it's Otter Creek Friends and Family. Is that your private Facebook group?
That is my private group, but it looks like Marla wrote it, not me.
Right here, the administrator's name, it says LIEnette Michelle Preston. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then listed below this is an address here.
that it does say that. What's the date of that? Because it was taken down immediately.
Okay,
I don't
so
allow that on my page. Marla wrote that, not me.
my next
It was
question
not written by me.
My next question is this, Miss Preston. You did, in fact, post Mr. Hale's address online on Facebook. Is that correct?
No,
You just
I put a
testified
picture of a
you
brown
post.
house, yes. I'm answering your question.
Hold on. Let him ask the question first, and then you can answer it. Do not talk over each other.
So your
Question.
testimony previously is that you have posted his address online. Is that correct?
It is correct. After he doxed me with all my personal information, yes, I did for about 5 minutes.
And yes or no, that's all I'm asking for here on this post. You've reached out to the mayor particularly to tell him that you don't like Jeremy.
No, not correct at all.
You didn't send an email to the mayor of Peninsula asking for help with Jeremy.
I did send a message to the mayor warning him of what happened to our town and what Jeremy has done in our town to us, to our board, to our commission.
And you're
Yes.
here today, so you were served with a copy of this protection order. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you continue to post online about Jeremy.
No, absolutely not. I'm not posting about Jeremy at all. No.
You didn't post in October. In transparency, I did send an email to the mayor. I thought it seemed like a nice guy on the video with Jeremy. You didn't send that one? We've already seen Exhibit C.
Show that to me, because no, that is not a post on Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, I do not believe.
Showing you Exhibit C here. This has already been admitted into evidence. Part of this, in this first message here, I want to clarify something for everyone. The temporary order that he got on us, it was fraudulent. We didn't make any
Yes.
signs.
I wrote that.
And so you've been posting publicly online since receiving the protection order. Is that correct?
I wrote that to dispute the lies about us having to run in the house and hide. And they also said that if I showed up at a meeting and he came, if I was at a meeting and he walked in, I would have to run out of the building. So
Ms.
I said I
Preston?
would not have to do that.
Yes or no, you continued posting online after receiving the protection order. Simple one-word answer.
Not against him, no. No. Not for him, no.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Preston, do you have any other witnesses that you were calling?
No, they didn't log on.
Okay. The court is going to take this matter under consideration. I will issue a written decision. The temporary order remains in effect. The temporary order remains in effect until this court issues its written order. Mr. Halley, are you moving for admission? What is it? Is
Yes,
that
Your Honor, I'm
Exhibit D?
moving for admissions of Exhibits A through D.
Okay. I will allow admission of Exhibit D. I have already done A, B, and C. So I'm taking this matter under consideration. I will issue a written decision. Again, I have told you that the temporary order remains in place until this court issues a further decision. That concludes this hearing with
Is
Ms.
this-
Preston.
Ma'am, is this, or does he have to stop as well?
No. Ohio does not allow reciprocal orders unless a reciprocal order has been filed. You do not live in Ohio. You have no residency in Ohio. I do not know what the status is of any filings that you have made in Florida. If there is a Florida filing that you have made, that would be the proper jurisdiction under which Mr. Hales could be precluded from having any contact with you, not this court saying that Mr. Hales can't have contact with you. I am telling you that the temporary order that I previously issued remains in effect until the court issues a final order. That concludes your hearing. Do you have access to Mr. Cook?
Yes, I
Can you
do.
please get him? This is case 2023-09-3594, Jeremy Hales versus John Cook. Present on the video is John Cook, correct?
Correct.
All right. Also present in the courtroom is Jeremy Hales with counsel attorney Heller, correct?
Correct.
All right. So it is 4:30. This court has personal engagements such that I cannot continue this hearing for today. It is not my preference to break these hearings up, but I have no choice. I am going to set this as quickly as I can so that we can resolve these issues.
Okay, Your Honor.
Yes.
No, I said okay, Your Honor.
Okay. It's my understanding that there is a hearing in Florida tomorrow. Is that correct, Mr. Cook?
Yes.
What time?
1 p.m.
I can continue this hearing tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Your Honor, I'm out of town. I'm sorry.
Okay, till when?
I'll be back tomorrow evening. I could do Friday the 13th in the afternoon.
I cannot.
I'm available anytime unless the baby's got a doctor's appointment.
Thank you, sir.
Why can't Crook be available if the daughter has some kind of appointment? Remember, he's not the father legally. Only she is the mother, according to her, and the adoption is all up for debate right now and probably going to be challenged. But we've already heard witness, they're not together. They're not a couple. CPS put a case plan together that separates them to live in different things. He does not have to be wherever this child is. Remember, she doesn't trust him. She's the one that says he does inappropriate things. Why can't he be available all of the time?
I could do the morning of the 17th, Your Honor.
Hold on. How about 11 o'clock on Friday the 13th?
Okie dokie, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Your Honor, I have another protection order in domestic court at 10. I'm just scared I won't be out in time.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm available anytime on Wednesday the 18th.
Could we potentially try Friday the 13th?
I'm going to, when you pick a date, I'm going to have to ask Michelle if the baby has a doctor's appointment. That's it. So
That's
otherwise, I'm available.
And I appreciate that, Mr. Cook. Once we can settle on a date between my calendar and council's calendar, then I'll give you an opportunity to confirm that you are available. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Heller, tell me your availability for Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, I can do anytime. I could do 1 o'clock or anytime after 1 o'clock.
How long do you expect your examination, your presentation of evidence to take related to Mr. Cook?
My direct is going to take no more than 30 minutes. I'll try and keep it as brief as possible.
And you said you have a 10 o'clock in domestic?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a domestic at 10 o'clock.
How about 11:30?
I'll make it work, Your Honor.
That's, other than that, it gets ugly.
Understood, Your Honor.
Uglier. Okay, Mr. Cook, can you please check to see if you are available on Friday the 13th at 11:30?
Okay, Your Honor, just give me a second because she walked over to the other part of the property. I'll go ask her, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Michelle. Does the baby have a doctor's appointment on Friday the 13th at, hold on. Your Honor, did you say 11:30?
11:30.
At 11:30 on Friday the 13th? Your Honor, that seems to be fine with us.
Excellent. All right. We are going to reconvene this hearing on Friday, October 13th at 11:30. Mr. Cook, you may participate by Zoom. It will be the same Zoom link that you have used for today, so you can use that same Zoom link. I would expect that you be present on the Zoom at or before 11:30 so that we can get started promptly. Mr. Heller, I'm going to
Michelle.
expect the same from you.
I'll do everything in my
Michelle will
power.
get me hooked up.
Excellent. Very good. I will see you all then, 10:13 at 11:30. Thank you all for your time today.
Thank you, Your Honor.